تو این ویدیو میخوایم یک عبارت خیلی کاربردی رو با هم دیگه یاد بگیریم. قبل از اون 3 تا کانورسیشن یا مکالمه رو با هم دیگه بررسی میکنیم و ازتون میخوام که این عبارت رو که میبینید توی هر 3 تا مکالمه حدس بزنید. بریم سراغ مکالمه اول. Why are you bringing flowers home? Emma says. They're for mom. Is it her birthday? No, I just realized she does so much for me every day. What made you think about that? David says, last week she was away visiting my aunt and suddenly I had to cook, clean, and do my own laundry. Emma says, that must have been a shock. And David says, it was. I guess I've been taking her for granted. I've been taking her for granted. The second conversation. Jake says, you seem upset. What's wrong? Mia says, I'm tired of always being the one who calls first and makes plans. Jake says, have you talked to Ben about it? Mia says, yes. He said he didn't realize how much effort I put into our friendship. And Jake says, what did he say after that? Mia says, he apologized and admitted he'd been taking me for granted. He admitted he'd been taking me for granted. And Jake says, at least he understands now. The third conversation. Teacher says, what was the hardest part of the power outage yesterday? Power outage? So, برق میره. What was the hardest part? Student 1 says, I couldn't charge my phone. Student 2 says, my internet didn't work. Teacher says, did it change the way you think about electricity? Definitely, I never really thought about how important it is. And student 2 says, same here. We just expect it to be there all the time. The teacher says, so, what are you saying? Means, what did you learn? And student says, I guess we take electricity for granted. There is a power outage and you take electricity for granted. What is the meaning of taking something for granted? Take somebody or something for granted, okay? It means not appreciating something enough. یعنی که یک چیزی رو اونقدر قدرش رو نمیدونیم. و این خیلی عبارت کاربردیه. زمانی استفادهش میکنیم که قدر یک چیزی رو نمیدونیم. مثلا میگیم که children, usually teenagers, take their parents for granted. They take their English teachers for granted. قدر معلم زبانشون رو نمیدونن. واقعا. Okay? So, take something for granted. For example, suppose that you have a really good laptop, okay? And when you lose it or when, for example, it doesn't work properly, you say, I took my laptop for granted. یعنی که قدرش رو ندونستم. Okay? So, بریم مثل عبارت‌های دیگه مثل همین رو بررسی کنیم که تقریبا همین معنی رو میده. The first one is count your blessings. Be thankful for the good things you have. When you count your blessings, یعنی که قدر چیزایی که داری رو میدونی. تو همین معنی هست تقریبا. For example, instead of complaining, you should count your blessings. Count your blessings. یعنی که چیزایی که داری رو قدرش رو بدون. Okay? So, the next one is don't know what you've got until it's gone, okay? You've got or you have. Don't know what you have until it's gone. نمیدونی چی داری تا وقتی که از دستشون بدی, okay? When something is gone یعنی که دیگه رفته. For example, چی؟ معنیش. People often fail to appreciate something until they lose it. Appreciate یعنی قدر دونستن چیزی رو. When you appreciate it. مثلا یه نفر کاری برای شما میکنه، شما بهش در جواب برای اینکه بگین که قدر کاری که داری میکنی رو میدونم، میتونی بگی که I appreciate it. I appreciate it. چند تا نکته. Appreciate نیست. This is appreciate. I appreciate it. Or آیش هم نمیگن معمولا. میگن appreciate it. Okay? So, for example, I never appreciated my old neighborhood. You don't know what you've got until it's gone. Yeah. So, the next one. این رو به شکل پسیو هم میشه استفاده کرد. حالت پسیو take something for granted اینه که بگیم something or somebody is taken for granted or when you feel taken for granted یعنی احساس میکنی کسی قدر تو رو نمیدونه. خب feel taken for granted or be taken for granted. ببین مثالشو ببینیم. یعنی که others fail to appreciate you. She felt taken for granted at work. یعنی که میری سر کار احساس میکنی قدر تو نمیدونن. Okay? She felt taken for granted at work. And most English teachers are taken for granted. Most English teachers are taken for granted. یعنی که قدر معلم زبان ها درسته نمیشه. واقعا خیلی دردناکه.